Miami Red Hawk Football 2002. The 2002 Red Hawks began their 12-game odyssey on the road in Chapel Hill, North Carolina, battling the ACC's North Carolina Tar Heels. In a game that was played in the driving rain, the Red Hawks forced an ACC record-tying 9 North Carolina turnovers as the Red Hawks upset the Tar Heels 27-21. Ryan Sprague led the Miami defense with 2 interceptions and 8 tackles. Ben Roethlisberger threw for 204 yards and a touchdown. And on a day made for running, Cal Murray rushed for 101 yards and a touchdown, and Luke Clemens added 2 other scores, including the game's deciding score with 8:13 to play.
Roethlisberger out of the gun, has Nance to the near side, Stegman in the slot, Larkin to the far side, taking his time, looking over the defense. 7 men up front, here comes the blitz, counter to Clemens. He'll cut it back against the grain, has room inside the 10, to the 5, spins away, touchdown Miami! Luke Clemens, a 15-yard touchdown run, and the Red Hawks lead it 26-14.
On September 7th, the Big Ten came to Oxford for the first time as the Iowa Hawkeyes visited Yager Stadium. The Red Hawks and the Hawkeyes would battle throughout the afternoon, with Iowa taking the early lead before the Red Hawks would tie the game at 10 each when Ben Roethlisberger hit Michael Larkin on a 27-yard scoring strike. The Red Hawks would take the lead 17-16 late in the third quarter when Cal Murray jumped on a Mike Iridy fumble in the end zone. After that, the Hawkeyes scored on back-to-back possessions to take a 29-17 lead. The Red Hawks never gave up, scoring on a 24-yard touchdown pass from Ben Roethlisberger to Jason Branch with 4:54 to play to cut the lead to 29-27. But the huge Hawkeye offensive line took over, and Iowa was able to run out the clock on Miami's hopes of upsetting the eventual Big Ten co-champions. From the ACC to the Big Ten, and then on to the SEC, as the Red Hawks flew into Baton Rouge, Louisiana, to battle the defending SEC champion LSU Tigers. A football Saturday night in Baton Rouge is something that every college football fan should experience, but probably not the way the Red Hawks did on this Saturday night. LSU signal caller Matt Mock threw for 3 touchdowns, and the Tigers rolled up 422 yards of offense in defeating the Red Hawks 33-7. Ben Roethlisberger went 22 of 34 passing for 195 yards, and the lone Miami score came on a 7-yard touchdown pass to Corey Kirkpatrick. Miami opened up MAC play as the Red Hawks entertained the Golden Flashes of Kent State. It would be a career day for Luke Clemens. The junior running back tallied 35 carries, 171 yards, and 2 touchdowns that gave Miami an early 14-0 lead. After the Flashes scored 17 unanswered points to take the lead, the Red Hawks responded as Ben Roethlisberger and Michael Larkin connect on a 7-yard score. And first-team All-Mid-American Conference place kicker Jared Parsegian sealed a 27-20 victory for the Red Hawks with 2 field goals. Up next, the Red Hawks travel to Akron to battle the Zips in the Rubber Bowl. Akron, still looking for revenge after last year's last-second victory by Miami, came out quickly, scoring the game's first 14 points. But Miami got things together, getting 135 yards and 3 touchdowns from Luke Clemens. The defense would score on a fumble recovery by Ryan Terry. And Ben Roethlisberger threw for 240 yards and 2 scores as Miami pummeled the Zips 48-31.
Roethlisberger play action, looking to throw. Has time, now will run with the football. Has a block, looks to pump fake, and he's got Corey Kirkpatrick wide open at the 25, cutting across the field to the 10, 5, touchdown Miami!
The battle for the victory bell. Nippert Stadium in Cincinnati would be the location for another classic battle between the Red Hawks and the Bearcats. The Red Hawks' Luke Clemens had his 3rd straight 100-plus yard game as he rushed for 114 yards and 2 touchdowns. Ben Roethlisberger threw for 253 yards and a score. Milt Bowen picked off UC quarterback Gino Guidugli on back-to-back possessions to seal a 31-26 win over the Bearcats. It would mark the first time since the 1991-1992 games that the Redhawks have won back-to-back games against the Bearcats. It would also be the game where Miami would answer the age-old question, what happens if you throw a hootenanny and the opposing team and the play-by-play announcer forget to show up?
Miami with all kinds of trickery here as the lone man is looking for a touchdown pass inside. It is caught. I don't even know how to begin to call that play. Incredible.
The Redhawks returned home, riding a 3-game winning streak to host the MAC's West Division leaders, Northern Illinois. Through 3 quarters of the game, Miami would dominate, scoring both on the ground and through the air, as Ben Roethlisberger would break 2 Miami passing records on the day, completing 41 passes for a whopping 525 yards. But it would be in a losing effort, as the Huskies tailback Michael Turner erupted for 222 yards and 5 touchdowns as the Huskies scored 41 second-half points in a stunning come-from-behind victory over the Redhawks. The Redhawks needed to rebound from the loss to the Huskies, and rebound they did against the Bulls of the University at Buffalo. The Redhawks outperformed Buffalo in every phase of the game, shutting out the Bulls 49-0. The Miami defense held the Bulls to just 170 yards of total offense, picking off 3 Buffalo passes in the process. In the first quarter, Luke Clemens scored on Miami's opening drive, and 2 possessions later would score on a 36-yard touchdown run, the longest scoring run of the season. In the second quarter, Ben Roethlisberger and Jason Branch teamed up on 2 touchdowns. And in the third, Ben would hook up with Michael Larkin on a 39-yard scoring strike. Larkin, playing in just his 19th career game, caught 3 passes on the day for 62 yards and became the fastest Redhawk to reach the 1,000-yard receiving plateau. Title hopes loomed large for both teams as the Redhawks traveled to Toledo to battle the Rockets in the Glass Bowl. After a scoreless first quarter, Miami would score 20 straight points over the second and third quarters and go on to a 27-13 victory over the eventual Mid-American Conference Western Division champions. Cal Murray and Luke Clemens teamed up for 139 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns, while Jared Parsegian added 2 field goals, and Ben Roethlisberger threw for 299 yards and earned Mid-American Conference Special Teams Player of the Week honors for 3 punts, averaging 43 yards per punt, and each of them pinning the Rockets inside their 10-yard line. The Redhawks returned home to Yager Stadium to face one of their fiercest rivals, the Ohio University Bobcats. The Bobcats took an early 7-0 lead, but Miami blew the game open, scoring 28 straight points en route to a 38-20 victory over the Bobcats. Luke Clemens rushed for 95 yards and 2 touchdowns. Ben Roethlisberger threw for 248 yards and connected with Michael Larkin on 2 scores as the Redhawks picked up their 7th win of the season, assuring Miami a 9th consecutive winning season and setting up a showdown with the Marshall Thundering Herd. Tuesday night, November 12th, Marshall Stadium in Huntington, West Virginia. The Redhawks battle the Thundering Herd. Marshall is without their Heisman Trophy candidate, quarterback Byron Leftwich, who would be on the sideline and watch his replacement Stan Hill stun the Redhawks, putting the Herd up early 17-3. Miami battled back as Ben Roethlisberger connected with Jason Branch on a 32-yard score. And then with Randy Stegman from 13 yards out. That touchdown tied the game at 17 at the half. After 12 straight Marshall points to start the second half, the Redhawks fought back again as Luke Clemens scored on a 49-yard touchdown pass from Roethlisberger. And when Clemens scored on a 17-yard run with 6:33 to play, the Redhawks would have their first lead of the game at 34-29. That lead would last until the game's final seconds. That's when Stan Hill scored on a 1-yard run for the Thundering Herd, giving Marshall a 36-34 victory over Miami. The Redhawks return to Yager Stadium to take on the Mid-American Conference's newest member, the Golden Knights of the University of Central Florida. The Redhawks would score the first 10 points of the game on Mike Smith's 9-yard touchdown run and Jared Parsegian's 27-yard field goal. But the offense of the Knights, led by quarterback Ryan Schneider and running back Alan Haynes, proved to be too much for the Redhawks, running up over 500 yards in offense in a 48-31 win over Miami. Miami senior wideout Eddie Tillett caught 2 touchdown passes for the Redhawks, who would finish the 2002 campaign at 7-5.